does that mean? What does that mean?
What's going on? Welcome to the misadventures of Mina installing Linux into her ThinkPad. Some of you may think I'd be drunk. Yes, drunk on life, because life is beautiful. And also, coffee. How do you like your coffee? Share below. I like mine with honey, cinnamon, turmeric, Oatly milk, the dark blue carton, I think the original carton, and 2 squirts of hemp oil. But you know what? Learning something new and navigating its complexities gives me joy. Of course I go through frustration, but alas, when all is said and done, we dance for joy. Okay, enough with my banter. Let us begin. Anywho's, I learned how to do this watching other creators on YouTube. And now you may ask, why Linux, Mina? Why you went open source? I say, why not? I want something different and cost efficient. And I also want and need, and I have the desire to grow some new brain cells. At my tender age of 50-something, learning something new is that ticket. And of course, I love retro tech. Let's do this. What do you need to get this done? A USB flash drive. I think I have one here. Hold on. I'm going to... A USB flash drive. Well, this is for another video. Coming to you soon. This one was when I did a master's program. Left me in a ton of student debt. Am I venting? Shut up, Mina. This is what I used. I used this was the USB flash drive I used. The Micro Center, 32 gigabytes. You need a USB flash drive and a way to make that drive bootable. And why do you have to create a bootable drive? Well, before you commit to something that you are not so sure about, you want to make sure that Linux is right for you. It is. It is. It so very is. Creating a bootable flash drive allows you to play with this operating system. Okay? I get my goofiness and my weirdness from my mom. But I am certain once you have crossed over, you will never look back. Okay, now it is time to make your flash drive into a bootable Linux USB drive. You will need an ISO file of your choice of Linux, a Linux distro. And what, pray tell, is an ISO file? An ISO file is an exact copy of an entire ginormous set of files, such as what you would find in an operating system. In essence, it is a smaller sized duplicate of large sets of data. I wonder if this is like a mega compressed file. Is it? You guys have been so helpful. So if you know and can enlighten me, please comment below. Thanks in advance. Anywho's, an ISO file is a smaller sized copy that is a single file, one single file, of large sets of data. This is according to Adam Naor on freecodecamp.org. ISO files are more functional ways to back up and store data, and ISO files are excellent to copy operating systems onto, so that in this instance, you can take them on a trial run to see if you like them, and if and when you do a full installation on your system. Now that we have cleared up what an ISO file is, the other things needed to create a bootable USB drive is a computer, either a desktop or a laptop, running an operating system, one out of the 3, a USB flash drive with at least 8 gigabytes of storage, and an internet connection. The first thing you need to do is download the Linux Mint ISO. Go into any search browser, type in Linux Mint in the search bar, and press enter. Your top search results should bring you to the official Linux site, linuxmint.com. Click on that, and when you arrive to the linuxmint.com page, click on the download button. The next page will show you different versions of Linux Mint. Click on the most popular version, the Cinnamon Edition, and then click on the download button. You will be prompted on the next screen to choose a location to download from. Choose one that's closest to you, or choose a university. I chose Harvard. On a side note, I actually went to Harvard. It was a vacation trip. we toured the university. There was these students that were giving tours of Harvard, and we got to tour the campus. So yeah, I went to Harvard, kind of, on vacation. We toured Harvard. Carry on. Choose Harvard or any university closest to you, because I feel, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, I would think it's a more stable or safer place to download Linux from. When you're downloading that, choose the location where you want to save the ISO, like in downloads or your desktop. Choose an area that's most accessible to you, because you may have a lot of files in downloads and you don't want to lose that file. And click Save. Now it is time to download Balena Etcher, which is software designed to allow you to write an image, such as an ISO, onto a USB drive. And it is mostly used for Linux images. Go in your browser again and type in the search bar Balena Etcher, and click on the website from your search results, etcher.balena.io. On the next screen, click on Download Etcher. The next screen lists different versions of Etcher to choose to download. I chose Etcher for Windows, portable, and clicked on the download button by that version. Choose which location to save that download and click Save. And now we're going to flash the ISO. Not that type of flashing. We are going to use Etcher to flash the Linux Mint ISO that you chose to your USB drive. As stated before, make sure the thumb drive you use has a minimum of 8 gigabytes of storage. Also, make sure that whatever files you have on said drive you no longer need, or you have either copied over or transferred over to another safe storage space. Because once the flashing begins, all that is on your thumb drive will be wiped away, eradicated into the ether, forever and evermore, never to be seen again. Okay? Okie dokie. Okay, let's click on Balena Etcher from your downloads. Hack! An error message. I've encountered some resistance. My system is being combative. After much back and forth and a mini meltdown or two, I've discovered what I hiccuped on. I downloaded Etcher for Windows, thinking that since my ThinkPad formerly used Windows as its operating system, that was the version I needed to download. Silly me. I realized all the flashing was going to be done on my Mac. Therefore, I had to download Etcher for Mac, which is what I did. Okay, now that we figured that out, plug in your USB thumb drive, if it has not been plugged in already, and click on Etcher in your downloads. In the pop-up box that appears, click first on Flash from File. The file you select is the Linux ISO we downloaded, the Linux Mint Cinnamon. Click on that and then click Open. Select Target. Your target is the USB stick. We are going to flash this ISO onto the USB stick. Click on Select Target, choose your USB stick, then click on Select One. I don't know why it says Select One. I had asked myself that, but let's just go with the flow. You click on Select One. Before moving forward, a caution box will appear. Hey, Editing Mina here. I don't have any footage of that pop-up box that tells you to make sure that whatever you have on your thumb drive, to make sure that you backed it up or copied it to another safe place, if it exists at all. Maybe I dreamt of it. But know that it's important that your thumb drive, the thumb drive you're going to use to flash the ISO onto, whatever is on it is going to be wiped away and replaced with the ISO. So keep that in mind. Back to the video. Make sure there are no important files on that USB, because once you move forward, all that was on that USB will be wiped clean, erased forever, deep down into the ether, never to be seen again, to join those lost socks you never got back from doing the laundry. Okay? Have you ever retrieved lost socks? Because I haven't. I now wear mismatched ones. Let's move forward. When you're ready, take a deep breath and click Flash. This will take a couple of moments before all the flashing is complete. Once the ISO has been fully flashed onto your USB drive, you can close the Etcher program and safely eject your thumb drive to avoid malfunction. But because this is a video about Mina's misadventures, that did not exactly happen. Here's what happened to me. All of a sudden, my computer told me that it did not recognize the drive.
Haha, editing Mina here. I'm looking over the footage, and what I realized is that I didn't stop and look at the screen and read it, because all I read was the error. The disk you attached was not readable by this computer. That's all I saw. When I saw that, I freaked out, and I didn't see beneath. As you will see, it says eject, ignore, or initialize, and I chose ignore. But if I had just clicked on eject, I wouldn't have had another mini melt. Also, the videos I watched learning how to work with Balena Etcher were done on Windows machines and not on a Mac OS. And obviously Mac OS is going to operate differently from a Windows machine. So I was dotting my I's and crossing my T's, but according to a Windows machine and not a Mac machine. But you know what? For your entertainment purposes, watch me have my meltdown.
The original name I had given it was wiped away. There was no way for me to safely eject that thumb drive. However, I noticed that its icon disappeared from my desktop, and there was nothing for me to select and to choose eject. So I yanked the drive out from my laptop, and my Mac said good riddance. Now comes the next stretch. Plug that thumb drive into your vintage laptop that you want to revive and install Linux on, and turn on your laptop and breathe. If your system does not start loading from the USB stick, tap on the F button programmed to your laptop. For mine, it's F1. Other buttons you can try include F2, F7, F8, F12, delete, tab, escape. Each computer is different. For the Lenovo's, for the ThinkPad, it's usually F1. Once the USB stick starts loading into your system, select Start Linux Mint 21.2 Cinnamon 64-bit. It's usually the first option in the boot menu. Then hit Enter, and Linux Mint will start loading from the USB.
Shut up.
All right. That was dramatic. I was already going into YouTube what the going on? Now from here, you can play around with the Linux operating system from the drive. And as long as you keep this ISO on your drive, you can use it on any computer without overriding its operating system. However, the drawback here is that everything you do while on a certain computer is not going to be saved. Every time you restart that computer or you move to a new computer, you have to start over from scratch. If you don't want to lose what you have already worked on in Linux, then it is time to do a full installation on your system. Ready? Okay, locate the icon that says Install Linux Mint. It will be on the top left-hand corner. Double-click on it to do a permanent installation of Linux Mint on your laptop or your desktop. Wait till it loads up. The first box that appears is where you choose your language. For me, it is English. For you, it could be something different. After choosing your language, click on Continue. Next is the keyboard layout. I also chose English. You choose what works best for you, and then click Continue. The next box is about multimedia codecs. Some creators said to skip this. Other creators say to install this so that everything will be working right out of the box. But you need internet to do this. At the time I was staring at this box, I did not believe that my ThinkPad was going to be able to connect to the internet that easily. I doubted it. I hurt its feelings. And now my computer is in therapy, dealing with its emotions. So I skipped the multimedia codecs. Now comes the moment of truth. The installation type. Do you want to erase the entire disk and install Linux Mint? Or do you want to do something else? Something else means that you install Linux alongside other operating systems. What if they don't get along? What if one gets jealous of the other? Like sibling rivalry. Don't you think that would be too much to handle? Don't you? Even with installed partitions? What? Am I the only one that thinks about these things? Anyways, we are going to do a complete installation. I choose the Erase Disk and Install Linux Mint. And you must heed the warning that pops up. Whatever you have on that disk, make sure you have done all the necessary backups, moved important files to other safe places. Once you are ready to move forward, take a deep breath and click Install Now, and then continue. The next box will prompt you to answer, who are you? Create a name for your computer. It could be anything you want. I don't know. You can call it the Great Potato, the Amazing Tater Tot, my favorite hash brown. It's up to you. Whatever floats your boat. Then create your super secret password. Don't show me. I don't want to know. Now click Continue. Now give your system a moment so that Linux can fully install. Go get yourself a snack, your favorite beverage, jump around on your mini trampoline. Once Linux is fully installed on your system, it's time to restart so that the operating system can load from the computer itself. Click Restart Now, and the next screen will prompt you to please remove the installation medium. Then press Enter. Remove the USB drive and then press Enter. Linux starts loading, and once the welcome screen appears, you can do the happy dance. Happy dance, happy dance, happy dance, happy dance. So now you must think I am completely nuts, coming from the title. Bear with me. Let me give you some context. I think taking on the challenge to learn about Linux and install it into an old laptop you want to revive will do wonders, especially for people over 50, people over 40, especially if you are not married to other operating systems. Windows had you literally winded, and perhaps you're feeling a little bit meh towards Mac OS. Then you might want to take a leap towards Linux. I say this to encourage you to learn something new. And this is not only for people over 40, over 50 and beyond. It's for whoever's watching this video right now. Learn something new. You may discover something in the process that you are more capable than you think. And it's time to start slowly moving out of your comfort zone. I had fun doing the research about this topic and learning something new and breaking down the information to make it more digestible and accessible to those who might find this information a challenge to process, especially to those fabulous over 40 and 50 and beyond. Heck, even if these videos help out beginners in this field, I'm more than happy to serve. If you made it this far, thank you so much. And if you commented on my last video about RAM, thank you. I appreciate you all. I'm still going through the comments because they are thoughtful and provide a lot of information, lots of useful information. And some of them gave me tips to run on. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe so that we can reach more amazing, awesome sauce people like you. Thanks again for stopping by. See you in the next upload. Cheers.